When I retired 7 years ago, everybody asked me the same question. When are you leaving Manhattan? Sell that shoebox apartment and move here. The options were Florida, Texas, Michigan, Minnesota. You could buy a 2 bedroom condo on a golf course and still have money left over. People assumed that I would want more space, lower costs, and to live closer to family or lifelong friends. But I am still here in Manhattan, and I am going to share with you today two of the many reasons why. Hi, I'm Jean. If you're new here, and this sitting on my travel bookshelf is Ed the Explorer, my mascot, who comes along for the ride on my retirement adventures. If I moved away from New York, I would probably have to own a car again. And that is a big reason why I moved here and why I have stayed. There is nothing about having a car that I enjoyed. I never liked driving. I hated having to keep up with oil changes, put gas in the car, pay the insurance, worry about where to park it. I love that freedom of not having a car. Because most people know that New York City has great public transportation, they don't ask me about how I get around. The question I hear over and over again is, how do you buy groceries? If I want to, I can go to a grocery store, pick out my items, and have them delivered to my apartment almost immediately. But what do I usually really do? Sit in bed in my pajamas and order online from Whole Foods, Amazon, a local company called Fresh Direct. And my groceries show up at my apartment door. Do I ever miss having a car? Never. I've noticed people that have cars can talk about them forever. They compare gas prices. They complain about the cost of repairs or a parking ticket, the cost of insurance. And this can go on for 20 minutes. After about 30 seconds, I tune out. Uh, I turned in my leased Honda Accord 21 years ago. My transportation conversation comes down to one question. Do I take the subway, the bus, or walk? And the answer, especially if my destination is 20 minutes away or less, is that I am going to hoof it. It's probably the quickest way to get there anyway. And as we get older, we all know how important it is to keep walking and keep moving. And living in Manhattan makes that so easy. I can be walking to the Museum of Modern Art to meet a friend for museum day. I could be walking over to the theater district to see a Broadway show. Or one day I was finishing up a hair appointment in Soho and decided to window shop and people watch in that neighborhood. Without ever setting foot in a gym, I can log in 7,000 steps easy. And if it's raining, freezing, or I just don't feel like walking that day, there's always the subway or the bus, and there's also Uber, Lyft, or taxis if it's late at night and I want to be safe. If moving away means I have to own a car again, that is a trade off right now I am just not willing to make. But that's only half of this story. Another reason I moved to Manhattan and have stayed here through retirement is because New York City has become the perfect base for my travels. If I want a weekend getaway, I just hop on Amtrak, go to DC or Philly. If I want to take a day trip, there's Metro North up to the Hudson Valley, which is beautiful. Or if the explorer and I are ready for a bigger, longer adventure, we can get to LaGuardia, JFK, or Newark Airport in about an hour and fly nonstop to Europe and pretty much any other destination we might choose. For someone who loves to travel as much as I do, I can't really imagine living anywhere more convenient. Retirement has given me the time and the freedom to travel, but the Big Apple makes it incredibly easy to pack my bags and go. People still ask me if I'll ever leave Manhattan, and I'm one of those who says, never say never. You never know what life has in store for you. But for now, I feel incredibly lucky to be able to live in a city where I don't need a car and where my next adventure is never really very far away. New York City has given me an endless supply of possibilities. What do I actually do here day to day? That's a story for my next video. Now, I would like to hear from you. If you're retired or thinking about retiring, would you move to somewhere where you don't have to have a car? Or would you miss your car? Let me know in the comments. Ready for our next adventure, Ed? Let's go.